Saturday the 30th of April 1988, and we're back with part 2 of chapter 15, Where Did Your Heart Go? The sun shining through the window woke us, and after a few morning kisses James hopped out of bed and, wrapped in his dressing gown, went and made us some coffee and toast. While he was gone I took the chance to have a better look around his room. When he came back in he was greeted by the sight of me kneeling up on his bed to look at all his albums lined up on the shelf. "And you want to hear?" he asked, putting the tray down. "Lots. I want to know everything about you." "Everything?" He arched his eyebrows as a grin spread over his face. I loved this man so much it hurt, and he told me he'd loved me last night for the very first time. It was such a special moment. I turned to fall into his awaiting arms again. This was where I belonged. After a very pleasurable morning in bed, I pulled away from him and went for a shower. As the warm water played over my skin, it felt like heaven, as I had the chance to replay the events of last night in my mind. Had I been wrong to deny him? Even though he'd said it was okay and that he would wait, where would I find the courage from to take the next step? Lost in my thoughts, I didn't hear the bathroom door open until a draught of cold air hit my skin, and I turned to find James standing there, completely naked and holding a sponge. "Thought I'd washed your back for you," he grinned as he stepped under the water. How could I resist the feel of his fingers on my wet skin as he poured shower gel onto my back and slowly rubbed it in? The sponge lay forgotten on the floor. It felt heavenly as I languished under his expert touch, letting his hands wander down my back and over my bum and then my legs, and then slowly climbing back up. Turning around, I offered to do the same for him, and after a quick kiss he turned away from me and I got to work with the shower gel, my hands marvelling over his taut muscles. I still could not believe that this gorgeous man was with me, and I loved it. When I'd finished he turned and poured some more gel into the palm of his hand. "I'll do your front now," as he slowly massaged my shoulders first, and then down to my breasts. Slowly his hands ran down over my stomach and I shut my eyes, trying to control my slightly panicky breathing as he knelt down and ran them over my legs and slowly back up. I knew he was seeing all of me for the first time, as I heard his breath shorten as his hands steadied themselves on my upper thighs. Then we heard the phone ringing, and this seemed to break the spell as James ran downstairs to answer it. I breathed out slowly and turned the shower off, so that by the time James had returned I was already wrapped in a towel. "Who was it?" "Felicity, asking if I could work this evening, so I told her no," as he reached for me and I entered the circle of his arms. "Have I told you how beautiful you are recently?" he murmured. "Yes, but you can tell me again if you like," I sighed, as his lips met mine. We spent the day shopping in nearby Warwick. I bought him some more shower gel, as we'd almost emptied the bottle this morning. I didn't notice that James had picked up a bottle of baby oil until he dropped it into my bag. "What's that for?" "Later." We went to the supermarket as James was going to cook for me when we got back. Spaghetti bolognese was on the menu, along with a bottle of wine. "Are you trying to get me drunk later?" I giggled as we held hands at the checkout, and I could see the girl serving us was impressed by James. I couldn't help the smug smile that crept over my face. Back at home I helped in the kitchen and then went upstairs to get changed. I'd bought a new lilac dress and it was quite short and very figure-hugging, and I wanted to see what James thought of it. I piled my hair up in a loose ponytail and applied a slick of lipstick which was hardly on for 2 seconds when I entered the dining room, and James took in the effort that I'd made for him. "I'm not going out with you in that outfit. I'd never stop all the other guys staring at you," he breathed as he planted kisses on the back of my neck. The food was lovely, the wine made me dizzy, and the company was superb. And when we finished, James grabbed my hand and we disappeared upstairs. "I'm going to give you a massage this evening," he declared as he pulled me close, and I abandoned myself to his kisses as he removed my clothes. I caught his smile when he noticed the underwear was the set he'd bought me for my birthday, but which was soon discarded. I lay on the bed face down so he could do my back first. Closing my eyes, it was lovely to feel the baby oil sliding over my skin. I'd never had a massage before, so I couldn't comment as to whether it was good or not. All I knew is that I felt relaxed and aroused at the same time. "Turn over," he commanded. As the room was lit by a small bedside lamp, I breathed in and turned over, allowing James access to the whole of my body. I was naked under his gaze, totally aware of the blush spreading over my skin. "Close your eyes if it helps," he whispered, as his lips kissed my forehead. "Just say stop at any moment, you know I won't mind," as he tipped more oil onto my skin. I was on fire, trembling and breathless under his touch, his fingers sliding everywhere, and I didn't care. I was his. He was mine. I was falling, drowning, floating. Words could not begin to describe it. This felt better than any of the books I'd read or any of the films I'd seen. It was in my mind the lyrics from my favourite George Michael song, Father Figure. That's all I wanted, something special, something sacred in your eyes, for just one moment to be bold and naked at your side. What are you smiling at in that strange way? Oh, I've been singing Father Figure in my head. Shall I put it on the stereo? Yes, please, I replied, suddenly shy beneath his gaze, so I quickly pulled the duvet over me. He reached for his copy of Faith and then placed the needle over the second track, as the melody in my head filled the room. Cuddling up to me, we listened in silence. I could see a slow smile spreading over James's lips as he said in time with the song, "I will be the one who loves you till the end of time." It was the most perfect moment in my whole life. I wiped the tears away that were shamelessly falling down my cheeks. What had happened to the end of time? My love had finished far too early, and I could never move on. I was trapped again in that exquisite moment, knowing the joys that were to come further in the diary, followed by the horrific aftermath that had changed my life forever. So, pretty dramatic ending to this chapter. I really hope that you're enjoying this, so please feel free to obviously like the post and share the post with family and friends, and maybe even subscribe to my channel. It would be brilliant. And also, the really good news is that you can now download this entire book for free directly from my website. So if you want to do that and get on ahead of the story, because I'm reading too slow, then you can look me up at www.audrinalane.co.uk. Hope to see you there. Hope that you'll download the book, but if not and you still want to keep listening, then I'll be back with you again next week. Bye for now.